Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight was. And right now I am at a library recording, and this is my second video for today. And anyway, I hope you're getting out in nature like Starlight was earlier. And I hope also that you get plenty of water. What's plenty of water? Yeah, advertisement, right? Was that a do not do thing? I don't know. But anyway, besides getting plenty of water is to make sure, you're loving yourself like you're supposed to. Don't be so hard on yourself. I'm telling you, is that you gotta let things go, things or people that no longer serve you. Don't feel guilty today about something that you did yesterday. Those are things you gotta let go and, stay in the now. And anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you could find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up. That is if you want to see and be the change that we want to see in the world. And you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you can share. I don't have my dinger bell with me, so don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And also, you can check out my playlist. Plus, you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So I just want to let you all know right now is I am doing a lot of groundwork as far as my YouTube channel goes. There was once upon a time when I was in my own apartment, I was on Facebook and Instagram. And so for the longest time, because of my situation, I don't go at the library as much. So now I'm going to start going to the library. So now I'm going to start doing a lot of groundwork as far as my YouTube channel. So I will be putting stuff and posting stuff more. It's going to be starting on Instagram and on Facebook. So I do apologize, that I haven't been there. It's just with my phone, I really don't want to have a lot of stuff for space on my phone, because I have my videos and pictures that hold a lot of space on my phone. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that you will be able to reach out on Instagram and see me more on Facebook coming up soon. So please be patient, with me. And thank you for all of you that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. A lot of you I might have met in person that's on my YouTube, as far as people that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. So thank you, and thank you all of you that have given me thumbs up or shared my videos or even left me a comment down below. Beep, beep, beep. So anyway, I decided to make another video today. And what I want to talk about, and I haven't talked about yet, is about people that are going through a hard time. And you might be one of these people I'm talking about. And, you might be a person that might be going through financial problems, or, you might already be there where you could be possibly in a situation like Starlight, and, like as far as living in their car, or even worse, living on the streets. So I'm gonna say a lot of both, areas to hopefully be able to help you. And I'm not sure where you are from, so I don't know about with United States, so this is pretty much for United States people, because I don't know really how things go on outside of United States. So for the people that live in United States, at least the areas that I have been going to is if you find yourself either living in your car like Starlight. Now look at Starlight. Would you think, like if you saw me on the street, would you think I'm homeless? No. I've met a lot of people, and they would not even know that I'm homeless until they start asking me questions like, well, where do you live? And I'm like, yeah, my vehicle. So that is that is normally how they find out. I don't go around advertising that, hey, I'm living in my car, until normally when they ask, then I let them know, that see that car, that's where I'm staying. So I've blown a lot of people away, men and women, as far as that goes, because normally when they hear about a homeless person, they're thinking, somebody that's got dirty clothes, their hair is messy, and they smell. But I am a living proof that just because you're either homeless or living in your car, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you're gonna look like a homeless person. And I've met other people that were living in their car before, and they did not look like they were homeless. So you can do it. It depends on who you are as a human being. There's people that really take good care of themselves, and I am gonna just start off by letting you know, if you are in these conditions, you really want to avoid drugs and alcohol, and it really relationships would be a really tough thing in this situation. So those would be the furthest from my mind, is alcohol and drugs and relationships, especially depending on the drugs that you're doing. If you're marijuana is one thing, but other illegal drugs is a totally another thing. But all these things can actually lead you to other drugs. And like, I've made other videos, which you can always check out. I have made videos about drugs as far as marijuana goes, and other drugs, illegal or legal drugs, because it's not that I read any of this stuff in a book, it's stuff that I've experienced. So when it comes to marijuana, though, if you're in this situation, and I have to say that, there's times you don't even have to buy it to even get marijuana. There's a lot of people that are willing to get you stoned or get you high, or even find it on the ground. I have found marijuana in different places, and so that does happen. But if that does happen, you definitely, if you do smoke a marijuana, you definitely, if you find it, you got to be careful, because it could have something in it. So you're going to do what you want to do, but if you do find it, you might just want to start off with a hit of it, like if it's marijuana, and just sit there for a while and test it out before you just start taking a whole bunch of puffs off of it. And that, you never know what kind of strand it is, and if there's anything laced in it or whatever. But that is up to you. Or you might just want to get rid of it, depending on who you are as far as safety goes. And with alcohol, you really don't want to get in the habit of these things, especially if you don't plan on being in this situation. And Starlight has not had any alcohol through this whole time. And I can honestly say I have not bought any marijuana at all. Even though I had marijuana, I had a big, huge bag and lots of it when I started on this journey, but it was all given to me. So, but I gave most of that all away. So anyway, so Starlight actually is on a mission with God. And, so I am not judging anybody that does smoke marijuana. I'm actually 50-50 when it comes to smoking marijuana. It just, you don't want anything to control you. If you do it, you want to be the one in control of it, So be responsible if you're going to do any of those things, as far as alcohol goes or marijuana, because this is one of the ways that a lot of people might start off being homeless and end up going down in a very bad way, and when you're in this situation, people might see an opportunity, especially, look at Starlight, I draw a lot of people in, all kinds of people in, whether they're low frequency people or higher vibrational people. So I draw people of, a negative, because they want to go to the light. And then I draw, of course, like-minded people into my, surroundings at the same time. I have met lots of people And this week, men and women, so it's not just women that I'm interacting with. And it's not just men I'm interacting with, but women and families and couples, you name it. So because of this, is I'm gonna really help you along with different things as far as being homeless. So if you find yourself homeless, whether you're living in the car, hopefully you have a cell phone, number one. If you don't have a cell phone, that is a big, huge problem. And, they do have free phones out there, but you have to be getting some kind of assistance through the government. So if you're a person that doesn't mind going to the government, that might be the first place that you want to go to. But Starlight doesn't go that route, or maybe you have a friend that could give you a phone or buy a phone, so those are ways, that you can get a phone. Or, if you pray to God to help you and, to lead you, where you can ask somebody out in public to help you out. Maybe they can actually help you to buy a phone, and they're not going to want to give you the cash, because they're more than likely not going to want to give you cash, because they know that a lot of homeless people might want that cash for drugs. So or if you have a friend, please, or somebody maybe you can find a homeless person somewhere living around and ask them, where can I get help as far as food goes? And or if they're willing to help you out, if you can make a friend. But of course that means you have to be a good person yourself, a kind person, if you're going to receive that kind of help. So, there is a number, at least in certain states, and I'm not sure if this is the same number through the whole United States, but 211 is a number that you can call to get help, and they will, on your phone, they can send you like a whole bunch of addresses where you can go get help. Or also you can go to certain churches, or even call them up and find out, do they help out with food pantries? And a lot of these or organizations out there that do have food pantries, and ask them if they have like a reference sheet, where they can give you other references in your area. So, a lot of them are going to have telephone numbers, addresses, possibly the days and times to go there. They might not have that information, because a lot of those places change their days and times and hours. So you want to get busy right away when you're in this situation. And in this situation, you definitely need to, I gotta drink some water. You have to really put your pride down and humble yourself, where you might have to put yourself in situations that you don't want to, but it's a way of survival, and like I made a video a while back, as you ask not, you receive not, is because you didn't ask. So God does want you to be brave. You got to let go of fear and ask for help. And you'd be surprised the kind of people that will help you out. They, like I said, they're more than likely not going to want to actually give you cash. If you can actually find somebody to help you, like with a cell phone, of course, then you're going to need minutes. So you want to actually do one thing at a time. Hey, if you get one person to help you buy a cheap phone at Walmart or somewhere, and get all that set up, then, go find another person that can help you out and get the minutes on that phone, so you got something to use. So if you're on foot, it's a lot tougher than being in a car, of course. So when you're in a homeless situation and when you're living on the streets, is like I put in other videos, especially if it's hot like it is now, a lot of times there's parks that you can go to. Some people will go on hiking trails somewhere in town where they can just kind of hide out there, somewhere off like a hiking trail at a park somewhere close, so they don't have very far to go. Or if you have a friend that you could stay, or a relative's house to stay for a period of time, and maybe they can help you out, with getting you situated with maybe a bus pass or ticket, so that way you can go and go to food pantries and get some help. And with these food pantries is what you got to do is, if you have a family member that you can count on, see if they can help you out to, you're going to want a piece of paper and a pen, and write all this information down on a piece of paper. Call up and you can find out what they have available. Some places and different organizations can help out with bills, rent, utility bills. Sometimes, depending on your situation, very few of these people do this. They might help you out with a gas card for your gas, for your car. So you just got to get out there and, like I said, get a piece of paper and a pen handy. That way you can, write the place down that you called up, the telephone number, and then if you need to, put the address down and write the information of what they have to help you out. That way you can get the proper help. And, there's some places that will actually help you out with even clothing, where they will give you a voucher and, like this shirt. And I'll just show you really quick. The whole outfit that I'm wearing, except for the jewelry, all came from a thrift store. And whoopsie, so this is what I got for free, and I did have clothes in my car, but I wore them over and over again. So this is like a brand new top, so you can get beautiful clothes for free. And at thrift stores that will actually, there's places like men's rescue missions or women's rescue missions. You can call those numbers up and find out what they have available, find out what their hours are and what their address is, and then you can either walk there on foot. There might even be places that might even help you out with a bicycle, to donate a bike for you. You can also go on Facebook, and you never know, on Facebook they might have freebies like a free bike. But of course then on that note, you would have to go to a library, get a free pass, computer pass, so you can use their libraries, and then you can Google, Facebook, and go on the site there where you can get check out there. I'm trying to think of the site's name. I don't really go on there much. So you can go on there and check out to see, hey, you never know what they're going to put out there. They might have things that you could really use, like free clothing or a backpack or whatever you can use on foot. They might even have free sneakers for you on Facebook or other sites that might have free items. So these are different angles that you can actually use as far as getting things to help you along. A lot of places will actually donate blankets, clothing, socks, underwear, towels, washcloths, cleaning products like shampoo, shavers, female products, for them. So you really got to do your homework, and you really got to be on top of it, especially Monday through Friday. Look on your phone, or even if you can have somebody check it out and write the information. I guarantee that you could find somebody on the street that will help you out. If you don't have a phone, you just have to be wise on how to get this information. So even if you can go somewhere, at a church or even at a pantry, say, hey, I don't have a phone. They might have ways to help you out, so you can get a phone and help you out with minutes. Like I said, the government does help people out with free phones or tablets, depending on, what your situation is like. So those are ways that you can get those kind of items. And like in the summertime, I made videos, as far as cleaning up. So I do have other videos of how you can stay clean. Look at Starlight's all nice and clean. My hair is all clean. I'm all, let me see, shave and shower kind of thing, is all done. So as far as when it comes to the summertime, It's like when I was in New York, it was different because I had the refrigerator in the wintertime in my car, but now I got a heater in my car. So the living conditions as far as living in your car or living on the street is a lot different, in the hot weather where it is hard to breathe in the summertime and depending on where you live as far as how hot the temperature is. So you're really going to want to cool off at nighttime. You're not going to want to really work out and do a lot of work out before you go to bed, especially in this situation. You really want to, 5 o'clock and after, that's the time to wind down. Don't try to go and do a workout at that time because you're going to build up a sweat and it's going to be very difficult to go to bed because you're going to be extra hot from all that, sweating. And in the summertime, depending on where you live, you're going to want to ask around, some places actually, if you're going to go in a shelter, go in a shelter, if you're that person. But you might want to hunt around a bit, and find a shelter that works for you. And they do have rules to let you know, so they're not going to want drugs and alcohol in there, or, you got to be a decent person when you're in those places or they will kick you out. Same with food pantries or soup kitchens. If you don't have respect when you go in those places, they will kick you out on the street or they will even call the cops if needed. So I'm just letting you know these things right up front. So there is places a lot of times where you can get breakfast, even with coffee, but you got to get up early in the morning. A lot of those places might even start at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning to start having coffee and a breakfast. And then a lot of places like at rescue missions will have a lunch and a dinner. So you got to really do your homework, have a piece of paper, write down the places, the information that you get. That way you don't walk all the way somewhere and thinking, oh yeah, I got to the right address, but then the hours, you find out, Starlight went through that, is I got all the way to the place thinking that I was going to eat dinner, but it was on the, Monday through Friday. The dinner was at the time that I got there, but on the weekend it changed. It got, instead of at 6 o'clock for dinner, it started at 4 o'clock for dinner, so then they can, for the weekends. So you really want to get your homework done. And as far as cleaning up, like I said before in my other videos, is I normally find a private bathroom. I love Walmart bathrooms because a lot of times they have a big, huge stall. So then you got more space. You can bring your goodies along with you, your bag, your cleaning products, and your towel and washcloth and soap and all that stuff, and your clean clothing with you. And they normally have a sink in that bathroom, so you got some privacy. And they do have those because there's a lot of handicapped people that go in those places that do have accidents, and it's really great that they can go in there. And Walmart is not going to have a problem with you if you go in there, freshen up, be clean though. If when you go in that place, don't make a mess, because that's how it ruins it for everybody else. So make sure you're neat and clean when you do the stuff and try to be as quick as possible and try not to make it so obvious what you're doing in those bathrooms, So those are ways that you can clean up as far as cleaning up. But when it comes to the warmer weather, there might even be a lake, and this is what Starlight has been doing. Is what I do is I get out there early in the morning. I get out there before anybody else does, and I go to a park in the area where I am now, and there's a beautiful spot, and it's a beautiful flat rock, and the water goes all the way down, slides down, so all the way at the bottom you'll find Starlight out there in the morning doing all her business down there. I have my bikini. And then I actually been learning to feed the fish first, because if I don't feed the fish, they're going to bite me while I'm cleaning up in the water. So I am out, I'm like, what, I'm going to take care of the fish first. So I bring some bread with me, crumble it all up in a bag and feed them, make sure they're, getting their food. And then I, clean up, get my hair clean and clean up my body. And I do it really quick, and I shave down there too. So I do. I shave down there. And I get my thing done and I relax a little bit and do my dead man's float while I'm there. And it feels really good to start the day off like that. And then I'm like, great, like nice and fresh for the day. And so that's another way is, but depending on where you are, in some areas they do have alligators in the water, so you definitely want to make sure, does this place have alligators? Is this water good for me to go into? So just don't jump into any water. You might be able to, have somebody, you might know a place where, hey, yeah, there's this lake, a trail. Go there, bring your, a bag of, of your stuff, your cleaning products, and don't forget the deodorant, you know. What was that smell? So make sure you don't forget to brush your teeth and floss your teeth and all that good stuff. So those are ways that you can clean up. And now I got some ways of things that will really help you out. And I do this, and there's people that do this that are not even in my situation. They're not living in their car. I just talked to a guy last night, that I was eating dinner with him, and I said, I have some habits that I have right now, and it's kind of, I don't have any with me right now, but it's kind of funny. So anytime, like when I go and get coffee in the morning, which I have instant coffee, is there are ways that you can get things free, but warning, please do this. Please do these things. If you go in a gas station or a convenience store, a lot of times most of these places will have where they have hot water. So if you can't afford a coffee every day, because that really adds up, especially if you're homeless or living in your car. So really the best thing to do really is to get some instant coffee somewhere. They do have instant coffee at Dollar Trees or even Family Dollars or Walmart. I get mine at Walmart. I get this big old container that's like $4, You get $4, and if you use cream or sugar, and what you can do is make sure you have your own cup, and find out you can get a coffee cup like at a Dollar Tree store, which is only $1.25 plus tax, or if somebody, or even if somewhere you might be able to go at even a yard sales and be surprised at the goodies that they have for free. So if you could get even a free coffee cup of your own, carry it with you, and that way have your instant coffee and go in those convenience stores and ask permission. Say, I do this. I go in there, and some of the places that I go for coffee, they have French vanilla creamer in a pump. Not those little packets that are 10 cents each. Of course, you can buy the ones 10 cents each, but what if you don't have 10 cents? So Starlight has learned the best thing is to do is just to go into the store, say, hello, how much would it cost to use the French vanilla creamer, for coffee? And you can let them know, hey, I am, whatever your situation is. I didn't have to. I just said that I have instant coffee, and I just was wondering if I can use, the French vanilla creamer. So it's wise to actually try to go in different places so they don't see you all the time, or go in at different times. That way they don't, that person's here again. So, and the other thing that I do, also, depending on if you use sugar or not, I try not to use sugar, and I know the French vanilla creamer is probably not good, but I do use that for my coffee. And the other thing that you can do as far as convenience stores, but you don't want to do these things all together. If you use salt and pepper, but you can't afford salt and pepper, a lot of food pantries are not going to give you salt and pepper, but a lot of the stores or even restaurants or even fast food places, you can ask them and say, hey, is it all right if I take some salt and pepper or even sugar packets? And anytime, I go into a convenience store, I always grab like at least, I don't count, but really I grab like 10 napkins every time that I go in, almost every time I go in, and I gather them, so those are what I use when I go out on hikes so I can use the bathroom. So those are Other things they might give you for free in convenience stores is like ketchup or mustard if you need. Those are other things that, is possibly free. But don't get too carried away with these things. Don't grab like a huge pile. Like salt and pepper, you grab like a handful of both or whatever, and then, if you have a way of storing them away with you so they don't, get ruined. So those are ways that you can get freebies out there to help you out, like the sugars. You just want to ask. You don't want to take a chance and going in there grabbing stuff and walking out and getting accused of stealing sugar. So just be wise about those things. And I'm trying to think of other things. The other thing that I have for you as far as eating goes is when it comes to the heat, if you don't have any ice, even if you're living in your car, a lot of things are not going to last long as far as heat goes. So really be wise on the kind of things that you collect as far as food. Like apples is the best thing as far as fruit goes. It's the one that lasts the longest. Peaches is like one of the worst fruits that I ever had. I love eating them, but that is a fruit that you better eat right away, because I had food poisoning with peaches. Some of it had rotten spots and I cut them out. And I thought it was fine to eat, and wow, I'll tell you what, it wasn't long. It was probably like not even a half hour. Starlight thought she was dying of pain. So you definitely got to be careful. Grapes are not too bad. They will last a little bit. But when it comes to grapes, you definitely, just like the way they package them, they got holes in the bags. Well, those holes in the bags are for a reason. If you put grapes in a container, after a while, they're going to kind of get fermented, smelly. And they're going to be tangy, and they're not going to taste good, and you're not going to want to eat it. Watermelon is one of the worst that you can have too, right along with peaches. If you're going to have any watermelon, you wouldn't want to buy a big, watermelon. So if you get free watermelon, or somehow or another you get watermelon in a car, or on foot, or living on street, that's something you better eat up really quick, because that goes really bad quick. Pears are not too bad. Pears and oranges are not too bad. Those are one of the best things as far as fruit goes. Vegetables like lettuce, any kind of lettuce, that goes quick without ice. 2 days maybe, if you're lucky, that lettuce will last without it wilting and getting nasty. So those are things that really go bad really quick, and you can tell. With that, onions are a great thing to have because they last a long time. As far as like having them in, like to be able to have onions. I'm trying to think of other. Raspberries is something that those can last for a few days, and then they will start getting moldy with the heat. So those are something that you got to eat right away. And ice doesn't last long in this heat, only so many hours, and it will melt. That's why, Starlight a lot of times doesn't have ice. But when it comes to that, you might be able to get away with going into a store and asking if you can put ice in a cup at a convenience store, and maybe you can actually put that ice, at least to help things out a little bit. Not that you're, because a lot of times you might not need a big, huge bag of ice. Or if you can afford ice, that would be the best way. But if you can't afford it, sometimes it wouldn't hurt if you ask somebody to help you out with some ice, and they, where they can actually buy it, So anyway, these are things, little tips that I've been learning, and I will have more videos as far as, and these go, like whether you're living on the street. Of course, when you're living on the street, less is best, because what it is, you don't want to carry a lot with you when you're on the street. You only want to carry what you really need, because you're going to need to go places like in a bathroom. You're going to have to go in and out of stores, and some people have a grocery cart with all their belongings in, and things get stolen. So you really can't trust other people when, like when you're living on the street, as far as having a whole bunch of stuff. So you really don't want to collect a whole bunch of stuff. Sometimes homeless people, a lot of times actually, they think that they can have a lot of stuff and hide it. But a lot of times they're not even aware when they're hiding it, that they're not looking around to make sure nobody's looking at them. I've seen many people just act like nobody could see them. They didn't even look around to notice if anybody was watching them. So if you're going to hide anything out in the woods or in the bushes somewhere, the timing is right, to do that. And there might always be somebody that is good at finding things like Starlight that just comes across it because they're so good at finding things. So you really don't want to carry a lot of stuff with you. If anything, there's places that will possibly help you out and let you get a duffel bag. That way you can, or a backpack, you can have some kind of bag or something that's going to, be strong and be able to handle the weather and stuff like that. And whatever you have, you really want to take care of it, and really just try to keep your clothes clean. And so check a lot of those places out and do your homework as far as writing all the information, because it could really stress you out if you call a whole bunch of places and then forget what they said on the phone. And and that's why Starlight just created a notebook, and the notebook is food pantries. That way each area that I go to, I can write, okay, this is the state I am at, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, where in the world is Starlight? So who knows what state Starlight is? I wonder if you can guess. Nobody knows. I never even told none of my family, only the people that have met me in the state, whatever state I am in, is that you really, really gotta be wise in what you're doing, and really take good care of your clothes. And like you want to, if you get spots and stains, you really want to clean them out. And sometimes you might have to, go out in the woods for a while, and bring an extra, set of clothes with you. And you might want to hand wash your clothes out at a lake somewhere, or a creek or a stream of water, with some soap hopefully, and let them air dry while you're hanging out in the woods. And of course it's going to take some time, but of course you got to squeeze those clothes out really good, and let them sit. And you would have to hang out there a long time. But as far as being homeless, is that you definitely want to make sure you have plenty of water. And some of you might just drink the faucet water. Starlight will not drink the faucet water because it has fluoride and other chemicals and all this stuff that they put in the water. So, but if you are a person that doesn't want to drink the faucet water, there might be a spring nearby that you can go get water. Of course, you're going to need jugs or containers, or, there might be places, or like what I do is I will stand out front of a Walmart store and ask people if they can help me out with water. And so those are ways that you can get water. Of course, if you're on foot, it makes it a lot harder. So you're definitely going to want some, like a duffel bag or a backpack, but of course on your back it's going to be a lot of weight. But if you're a guy and you don't have any health problems, that might not be such a problem. But if you do have back issues, you're going to just want to have it maybe in a grocery bag if you don't have a duffel bag, a strong, or even a double bagged up, and make sure you get plenty of water. You do not want to dehydrate yourself. You please, if the food is no good, a lot of times I end up throwing food away because I did that tonight. It sucks. It really does. I don't like throwing the food away, but if it's not good, please do not be desperate to eat it. And another tip for you that might work is at the end of the night, you might want to just go at different restaurants. Hey, maybe it's your favorite restaurant, and ask them, hey, I am on the street, living on the street, and would you happen to have any food that you're going to throw away that you wouldn't mind giving to me? And you'd be amazed. There are some places out there that are restaurants that actually donate their food out to the homeless people. So that is another way that you can get some help. I have seen some homeless people hanging out at a beautiful restaurant, and they were hanging out at the end of the night. Or you might even want to call in day and call ahead of time and say, hey, would it be all right, at nighttime when you're ready to close, if there might be stuff that they're just going to throw in the garbage and they might not mind actually helping you out. So those are just some tips to help you out as far as living out on the streets or living in your car. You don't have to look like you're homeless to be homeless. Like Starlight, I don't look like I'm homeless. I actually take good care of myself, but it does take a lot of work, you know. And so because I'm in my car, is that I do, when they give me, I take everything they give me, and then I help other people out with the stuff that they do give me. So, you know, I'll take everything they give me and all the extras. And so if there's somebody that I come across, you want some cleaning products, you need a shaver, how about some washcloths, you know, some clothes. Of course, guys, I can't help you out, but you know, I got a lot of stuff on me because I have been collecting it for, you know, a long time now. So I am really smart. I'm like one of the squirrels out there. I am like one of those animals, a lot of those animals out there. I collect. I'm smart on this stuff. So anyway, I do love you. I hope you get a lot of help from this. And like I said, please, you know, even if you can get free vitamins somewhere, you might want to go out and get some free vitamins. Like I've been doing that lately now, is to make sure you get enough vitamins. There might be some food pantries out there that has some vitamins for free, or you might be able to go somewhere at a pharmacy somewhere to ask, do you have any, you know, vitamins that you're just, you know, I actually would eat vitamins that are actually out of date, and I've never had any problems with those. And a lot of times they do know that those are okay. It's, you know, as long as they're not over, but they don't want to actually sell those out in the public because they don't want any lawsuits. So anyway, as long as you don't keep those vitamins in the heat, that's the only problem. The heat will probably destroy it won't probably work as well. So anyway, I do love you, and being positive in the situation that you are. You know, your thoughts are very powerful, your words, so really be careful of the kind of things that you think and what you say, because you can either make things better or worse by the things that come out of your mouth or what you think. So anyway, I do love you. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can leave a message down below, beep, beep, beep. Don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. And you can share, and also you can check out my playlist, and you can also find me, which, like I said, Starlight will be on Instagram. I got lots of notes, I got lots of goals. So Starlight this is why I'm in a library tonight, you know, to work on things. I am upgrading. I got an upgrade, so I am working on a lot of new things on my YouTube channel. So stay tuned. You'll be able to reach out to me on Instagram and Facebook soon. Of course, Facebook is a little different than Instagram, but if you can get on Instagram would be a greater place for us to contact, because I would get a lot of messages on Facebook. So thank you so much, and I will make more videos on this because I got so much more information as far as living in your car, or, you know, tips that I can help you out with as far as living on the streets. So I love you so much. This is Starlight. Love, light, and